Yo, you already know it's Orlando, and today I know you guys have been struggling to find the perfect big man build. And I did my research. I watched tons of videos, I watched a lot of live streams, I played with a lot of different big men at the park, at the pro-am and everything, and I'm pretty positively sure I found the three best big man in 2K right now. So if you're looking to make a big man, you came to the right video. So without further ado, let's just get right into it.
If you're looking to buy or sell a 2K account, make sure you hit up Sports TMB, the most reliable account service in the 2K community. He has a bunch of accounts with high overalls, max badges, and more. Make sure you let him know Orlando in Chicago sent you.
All right, guys, the very first build I've got for you guys here is a center. So, you want to make your player left, right-handed of your choice. You want to just make him a center, all right? Let's just get right into the build right here to do it real quick for y'all. All right. We're going to pick this one right here. This is the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, 7. This one right here. The 7th pie down, okay? The one that's mostly red and green. So it's going to be mostly, defensive rebound and shooting. This build I'm making for myself. I am going to use this build right here. I feel like this is the best big man build out there right now. It's super dominant, and I have a guard right now that's like my primary build right now, but this is going to be my secondary build. I do have a stretch big, but I feel like this is better than a stretch big, in my opinion. Not to everybody, but in my opinion, like what I saw at the park, this build is dominant, all right? And then for the physical profile, you want to pick the second pie chart. I feel like it gives you a good balance of speed, acceleration, and vertical, and your strength pretty much all the way up. You're going to pick that one right there. And then for this chart right here, you're pretty much going to want to max out everything I maxed out right now. I'm going to fast forward it so you guys don't, watch me do this for a second while I get it all perfect.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, this is how I have my attributes picked out, man. Make sure you guys have these badges on the right. 8 finishing, 17 shooting, 1 playmaking, 21 defensive rebounding. I'm gonna explain these stats real quick for you guys to make it real simple. This build can beat any other build up in the paint. Look at the stats. Close shot is high, standing dunks in 85. Your layups are decent enough to, make layups. And then the post hook doesn't really matter, so we didn't have to upgrade that. And then for shooting, we have 17 shooting badges. Yes, this build will be able to shoot. I've played a lot of pro-am games, and a lot of people have this specific build, and they make consistent mid-ranges, and they make consistent three-point shots. Yeah, they probably have someone with floor general and Hall of Fame dimer on their team that helps them make these shots. But if you didn't have these stats, it doesn't matter what your teammates' badges have to help you, you just won't be making the shot. But this one, you have a 74 mid-range shot and a 73-point shot, all right? And we maxed out the post fade and the free throw so we can get all the shooting badges, because those badges are really going to help this build make consistent shots, because obviously your 3-point and mid-range shot isn't really high, so those badges will just kind of make it easier to hit shots. We didn't mess around with the playmaking. You really don't need playmaking in this build, so we just left that alone, And then for the interior defense, we maxed that out. We want to have max defense. And then perimeter defense, when you're this big, you're not going to be, guarding the 3-point line. Lateral quickness, we raised it a little bit, and our rebounding solid, 80 and 87. That is really, really good. And we can block, 87 block. So these stats are perfect. You got to remember, once you reach 99 overall, you're going to get +4 on all of this. But before we get into those stats, once we reach 99 overall, we want to, pick out our type. A lot of people are going with Burley for these big builds. I would suggest probably going Burley, but me personally, I just like the big built for centers. They're buff and muscular, and they look jacked. I really like that look. But for me personally, I'm gonna make my guy built. You guys can go with Burley if you like, but I'm going with built. And for the height of this build, it's a little tricky, all right? It's gonna depend on your personal preference. You can go 2 ways with this build, but it's gonna be risky, all right? Some people love making them 7'3", all right? And they do just fine with 7'3s, but some people make them 7'3s and they cannot shoot as well anymore because of their, shot rating. If you guys are gonna go 7'3" for this build, You make them 7'3", and then you want to get the weight all the way up to around, let's see, I would get it up to 284. See, your interior defense goes all the way up to a 95, just because you made your guy a little bit heavier. But I noticed with these builds, speed and acceleration doesn't really matter, because I've seen 7-foot centers and 7'3" centers run next to each other, and the speed difference isn't that big, okay? So don't worry about the speed. You're gonna be just fine. But if you're gonna go 7'3", your shooting sets are definitely gonna take a hit. I would also max out the wingspan, because you want to be able to, you know, grab the rebounds and play perfect defense as a 7'3" center, you know? And then your shooting stats are gonna drop to a 66 or a 64 3-point shot. But the thing is, if you plan on reaching 99 overall and you're really good at this game and you're going to maintain that 99 overall, once you reach 99 overall, your mid-range is going to be a 73 pointer and a 68 3-point shot. So off a dime, Hall of Fame dimer, or off, you know, someone with floor general, these stats are going to bump up, and your, you know, 3-point and mid-range is going to be like in the mid 70s, you know, if you have that person on your team. So me personally, this is what I'm gonna make for myself, because I know I can find people to play with me that have Hall of Fame dimer and floor general, and I'm a pretty good shooter at the game. Like, I'm good at getting greens, I'm good at figuring out like what is a good jump shot for myself. So personally, I'm going with this build for myself. But if you guys are not like good at shooting like that, but you guys want to still be able to shoot somewhat with your big, but you guys don't trust, you know, you guys don't trust those shooting stats, or you don't think you'll reach 99 overall, if you're not going to reach 99 overall, make them 7 foot tall. All right, make them 7 foot tall and make them around 290 pounds, so your interior defense is at a 92. And then you can max out your wingspan again, because I feel like wingspan is very important with big men. All right, you max out your wingspan to 94.1. And then your shooting stats, as you can see guys here, you have a 71 mid-range shot and a 68 3-point shot. So again, if you do end up reaching 99 overall, your mid-range is going to be a 75 and your 3-point shot is going to be a 73. You make it in the 70s for, you know, your shooting, and you know your block is a 91, your interior defense is a 92, and this is a really good build, especially if you reach 99 overall. So I would recommend making this build, but personally, like I said, I'm going 7'3". I just played a lot of Pro-Am, and I feel like these 7'3" centers are out snagging and out beating these shorter centers. So me personally, I'm going with Big Daddy. All right, where was his weight? 284, 7'3". This is going to be the build I personally will use. Wingspan 97.4, and we're gonna grind to that 99 with this player, you know. And then for the takeover, I would have told you a couple weeks ago to choose rim protector, but to be honest guys, rim protector is just, I feel like it's not that great like it was last year. I just feel like I'm gonna go with the glass cleaner badge. It's just, I feel like the glass cleaner badge is way more useful this year in the Pro-Am scene and in the park. I just feel like it's the better badge personally. So I would go with the glass cleaning badge. And that leaves us with our build right here. And we got ourselves a glass cleaning lockdown. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of these. And to be honest, I think it's like the best big man build out there, especially because you can shoot shots, you can rebound, play defense. You can just do it all with this big man. All right. So if we're looking to make a glass cleaning lockdown, this is the build right here. Now we got to hit you guys up with a second build in case you guys don't care for the shooting big man build. You guys want to use those attributes elsewhere, and you still want to be dominant. You know, you just want to be a dominant big man and not worry about shooting. The shooting is just not your forte, you know. Well, I got a build for you. So once again, you know, we're gonna make a center. I like them left-handed, and I'm gonna show you which pie chart you pick for this build. We're gonna pick the 4th pie chart this time. 4th pie chart, and we go with the 2nd pie chart again on the physical profile because it gives us a higher vertical, and our speed, when we're this big, our speed really just doesn't matter like that. We want strength and vertical. That's what I look for. Like, as you guys can see in all these other pie charts, like this was just the best one for strength and vertical. So we go with that one. And all right, guys, these are for the guys who don't care about shooting. You just want to dominate the paint. You just want to play some defense. So we're gonna max out all of the interior finishing stuff right here. We're gonna remove some from the post hooks until we get to 22 badges, so we can use those attributes somewhere else. And then we go to the interior defense and we just max all of this out on the defensive end and rebounding. And as y'all can see, like this build's like has really good stats all around for inside and defensively. So, and with the leftover attributes, I would just put them in post moves under the playmaking thing, because you're really not going to use anything else. And the post moves help you like spin around in the paint and do inside moves to get through. So maybe you can do like a post spin and then a driving dunk, you know, or a standing dunk. So I feel like the post moves is a good place to put your extra attributes at. So with this build, you want to have a total of like 22 finishing, 1 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 26 defensive rebounding badges. Like this build is nice, guys. And for this build, you guys want to go burly, because this build, you just want to be like a physical specimen in the paint, you know. Y'all just want to be big as possible. I'd probably still go build because I just like that body type, you know. But oh, you know, I'm telling you guys to go burly the smart way. It just takes more space. You take more space up in the paint, you know. And then you want to go 7-3, and don't worry about all these negative stats on the left. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, but my stats are going way too down. It's not worth it to be 7-3. It is worth being 7-3. Trust me. I played this game for the past couple weeks now, and 7-3s just dominate. Like, these stats don't matter. Your perimeter defense, lateral quickness, your steal, you're still going to get steals. You're still going to be able to play defense. You're still going to be able to keep up with other centers. Like, those stats don't matter, okay? You're not going to be doing driving dunks like crazy. Like, a 59 is fine, okay? Don't stress about it. Like, you will regret it if you make him a 7-foot center instead of a 7-3. I'm telling y'all, man, the bigger the better, all right? So 7-3. Don't stress about the stats. And then for weight, the thing about weight here is, if you guys want to play really good defense, you guys want to get your interior defense to a 95. That's what I do, you know? So we're going to crank this up till it hits 267. It's going to give us a 95 interior defense. That's like the max. So 267 is perfect for this build. We're done with the weight. You want to have the biggest wingspan again, and you get +5 on the block with the max wingspan, and plus you can get more rebounds, play better defense. You're like, you know, Hakeem Olajuwon out there, all right? Like, this is what you want, you know? You don't care about shooting with this build. So boom, we're done with that. And like I said, the rim protector takeover, I just don't care for it this year. It does me no good. So personally, I would go with the glass cleaning badge. But if you guys want to take your chances with this rim protector badge, you guys can go right ahead. But every single big man I've been playing with the past couple weeks, they all wish they would have picked the glass cleaning badge over the rim protector one, because they feel like it does them no good, all right? Like, it doesn't work as good as last year. And then boom, when you're done with that, you get yourself a paint beast. I'm sure you guys have seen these a lot in the park, and you guys see these guys dominate all over the park, all right? These guys can do everything inside the paint, play amazing defense, and get rebounds, especially with that glass cleaner takeover badge, all right? This build is just one of the best center builds this year. All right, I gave you 2 amazing builds, and I feel like those 2 are the best, like the best big man builds right now in the game. Like, there's not a third close whatsoever. Like, those 2 are the top 2. You can make them 7'3", or you can make them, you know, 7 foot or 7'1". I showed you how to make those, but for all the stretch big lovers, I gotta show you guys how to make a proper stretch big. All right, the stretch bigs this year, you know, they're not as good as past years. They don't have the ball handling. You can't do any, you know, dribbling and stuff. So we're gonna make the perfect one in case you just want to make a stretch big for some reason. You know, you just really want to make one and dominate with them. I ended up finding out a really good build for a stretch big, and I'm going to explain myself right now. All right, for the stretch big, you're going to have to make them a power forward. I'm going to explain why you pick a power forward over a center in a second. We go with the power forward for the stretch big, all right? And then the pie chart, obviously, you want to go with the one with the best shooting. That's the one that has the most green. You go with that one right there. And then for the pie chart on all of these, for a stretch big, you don't really care about strength or anything. You just care about speed. You know, you want to be faster than all the other big men that are going to be on you. You want to run past them. You want to blow by them and all of that. So it's going to be the first pie, okay? And then for our stretch big, you want to max out his shooting. Obviously, that's your primary thing right there, shooting. And then we have 30 shooting badges. We want to take some attributes over somewhere else. So we take some off of free throw until we get to that sweet spot where it shoots 29. You go back up to 30. Now we got some extra attributes, okay? And then we want our stretch big to be able to score in the paint as well, so he can be a threat inside and outside, you know. So we'll max out his close shot, his driving layup, his driving dunk, and his standing dunk. And then we want our stretch big to be able to ball handle a little bit better, so we'll max out his ball handling. It goes up to a 58. That's better than a center. That's one thing better than a center. And also power forwards are way faster than centers, okay? So like the power forward will be way faster for a stretch than a center stretch. And the only thing you lose out on is a center stretch gets one more defensive rebounding badge for like this exact same build. You're only losing out on one badge. It's not a big difference because otherwise you'd be losing out on like 5 speed, 5 acceleration. And we want to get all the speed possible on this build, okay? So as a stretch big, you do want to max out defensive rebound. I feel like you don't need any offensive rebound on this build because obviously you're going to be spotting up at the 3-point line. There's going to be like little chance of you actually trying to box out to get an offensive rebound. So I feel like those are dead attributes, so you can use them somewhere else. Like for defensive stats, like block and steal. And then our interior defense, you'll be guarding our other bigs. Perimeter defense in case you're guarding a guard. And the rest can go under lateral quickness. So this is what your build would look like. You get 2 finishing, 30 shooting, 1 playmaking, 5 defensive rebounding badges. And now when you got all of that done, your body shape for this build, I feel like for a stretch, you kind of want to be a little bit, I don't know, I probably would go with defined for a stretch. You don't want to be super big. I feel like maybe actually I would go with built, you know, you are going to set some big bodies here and there and whatever. I would go with built. And then for the height, I was thinking on 7 foot, but I feel like the best height is 6'11" for a stretch. I just really think 6'11" is perfect for a stretch, and that's just for a stretch. All right, it's just like the shooting stats are not worth it if you make them like 7'3" a center or 7 foot as a power forward. I just feel like it doesn't add up. And then for the weight, you want to increase, you know, your acceleration, vertical, and speed as much as possible. So I noticed that the sweet spot was 207 pounds. You can really fly around, you know, on the offensive end. And then for the wingspan, I'm gonna tell you guys, you know, might want to go with the 88-inch wingspan, but that's a mistake. Because, you know, you guys will be happy with an 89 mid-range and 86 3-point shot and all of that, but that's a huge mistake. Even an 87-inch wingspan is a mistake. 86, it's a mistake. 80, all of these are a mistake. I'm going to show you why, okay? If you went with an 88, you get a choice of spot-up shooter or rim protector for takeover. And they're both not very good this year, okay? If you go with an 87, 86, or 85, it's going to show you the same thing. Rim protector, spot-up shooter, and they're both just not really good. Even the 84 is going to show you rim protector and spot-up shooter. But once you go with the minimum wingspan, which is 83 inches, boom, it shows you spot-up shooter or shot creator. So we're definitely going to go with an 83-inch wingspan, the shortest T-Rex arms, just because of that takeover. I mean, when you're making a stretch, you just want to be a shooter, you know? Who cares about the other stats? Who cares about everything? You just want to be a pure shooter, right? So you're going to have a 95 mid-range, an 89 3-point, and if you reach 99 overall, you're going to have a 98 mid-range and a 93 3-point, and those stats are nasty, okay? And, you know, your defense, you know, if you're good at defense, you're going to be good at defense. No matter what your attributes are, you'll have some inside game and you'll have some ball handling, you know, it's like in the 50s. So it's not too bad. We're going to go with the shot creator. And this is like the perfect stretch big build, I'm telling y'all. And you have built a stretch 4. But that pretty much does it for the video here today, guys. I mean, there's not really that many different big man builds to choose from. I mean, there's many to make, but there's only a few that are super dominant. You know, everyone's making a glass cleaning lockdown that can shoot middies and 3-pointers. Everyone's making those paint bees, which are just so dominant in the paint, offensively and defensively. And then there's those people who just want to make a stretch and just shoot lights out, you know, and just spot up and be goofy and not play any defense and try to rebound over these other big dominant builds. But you know, some people just want to be stretches, and that's why I threw that in there. And I mean, it's not a bad stretch, you know, you can still shoot. It's just like, I don't know. But anyways, guys, those are, I feel like, the 3 best builds this year right now. I mean, over patches, things may change. Stretch bigs may get a buff and become godlike. We don't know yet. There's going to be many patches throughout this year. If there's any patches that make drastic changes, I'll definitely make another best big man build video. But for right now, guys, I hope this video helped you guys out. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video, comment down below, say yo or what's up or something to me. You know, I would respond to all your comments the first hour, you know, the video is dropped. If you guys want to ask me something, go right ahead. But for right now, guys, I'm the Yo, and I'm out.
Look at me now, I came up. I've been thinking back then when I almost gave up on the game, cause I never got in my way. Never got